The most dangerous answer in a RAG system is often the one that sounds good.
Exactly. A clean, confident answer can hide the fact that retrieval failed, the evidence was weak, or the documents never supported the claim at all.
So this is not really about silence. It is about knowing when the system should refuse to pretend.
Right. No answer cases matter, because they're where your RAG system proves whether it is grounded or just fluent. If it cannot say, "I do not have support for that," you do not have reliability.
And programmers care because users do not file bug reports saying, retrieval quality drifted. They just stop trusting the product.
Or worse, they trust it at the wrong moment. Picture an internal support bot. An engineer asks, which version of the API supports batch deletes? The retriever pulls a migration note and two stale docs. The model answers confidently. The engineer ships against the wrong endpoint. And now, your incident channel is full.
That is the twist. The failure is not that it said, I do not know. The failure is that it did not.
Yes. In a real RAG system, no answer problems show up as false certainty. You see answers with thin citations, answers stitched from mirror matches, or answers that are technically plausible but unsupported by the retrieved context.
So, before anyone reaches for re-rankers, larger embeddings, or prompt magic, what should they inspect first?
Start with the retrieval trace. For the exact user query, inspect the top results, their scores, their chunk boundaries, and whether the supporting fact appears in any returned chunk at all. If the fact is missing there, generation is already boxed in.
Meaning the model is getting blamed for a search problem.
Often, yes. Concrete example. A user asks, how long do password reset links last? Your source document says, reset links expire after 30 minutes, but that sentence got split into a chunk with a heading and no nearby context. Retrieval returns the policy overview instead. The model sees account security, sees expiration language somewhere else, and answers 24 hours. That is not a language failure first. It is a chunking and retrieval failure.
And if the right chunk is actually in the top results,
then inspect ranking and prompt behavior. If the good chunk buried at rank 8, while weaker but broader chunks sit above it? Does the prompt tell the model to answer helpfully even when evidence is partial? Does it require citations, but not require that every key claim be backed by them?
that sounds subtle, but it changes the power balance. A slightly eager prompt can overpower weak retrieval and produce fake authority.
Exactly. The system starts rewarding plausible synthesis instead of supported answers. Another real scenario. A sales enablement bot gets asked, does our enterprise plan include SAML and audit exports? Retrieval returns one current pricing page and one older launch blog. The blog mentions SAML, the pricing page mentions audit exports, and the model merges them into a yes. But the current plan only includes one of those features. That is a classic no-answer case, disguised as a complete answer.
So the right move there is not answer better. It is admit the evidence is split.
Yes. Before fixing, inspect 4 things. 1. Coverage. Can retrieval find the needed fact? 2. Ranking. Does the evidence surface high enough? 3. Context packaging. Are chunks complete enough to stand on their own? 4. Answer policy. What threshold triggers abstention instead of synthesis?
Threshold is where teams get nervous because every abstention feels like a lost answer.
In the short term, maybe. In production, false answers are more expensive than no answers. A no answer can trigger fallback search, ask a clarifying question, or route to a human. A wrong answer creates invisible damage and trains users to doubt everything.
Give me one practical test a team can run this week.
Build a small eval set of answerable and unanswerable questions from your own corpus. Not benchmark fluff, your actual docs. For each query, log retrieved chunks, ranks, scores, final answer, and whether the answer is explicitly supported. Then measure 2 failure rates separately. Answered when it should abstain, and abstained when it could answer.
Because if you collapse those into one metric, you miss the real trade-off.
Exactly. A practical example. Say you have 100 support questions. 20 are impossible from the index docs because the content is missing or outdated. If your system answers 18 of those anyway, your no-answer behavior is broken. even if overall answer rate looks impressive on a dashboard.
And the strategic consequence is brutal. The team that ships more answers might look better for a month, then lose because users discover the confidence is fake.
That is the hidden competition in RAG. Not who answers the most, but who knows when not to answer. The winners preserve trust under uncertainty.
So, if a builder is listening, and their system keeps bluffing, where do they start tomorrow morning?
Pull 10 bad answers. For each one, ask 3 simple questions. Was the fact retrievable? Was it ranked high enough? Was the prompt allowed to overclaim? That sequence will tell you whether to fix indexing, retrieval, or generation policy.
Which is a lot more disciplined than tuning everything at once and hoping the hallucinations go down.
Exactly. No answer cases are not edge cases. They are the pressure test for whether your RAG system is actually connected to knowledge.
If your system cannot say there is not enough evidence here, it is not grounded. It is gambling with a nice voice.